Hello and welcome. Today I'm taking a look at my first game against Manuel 2100 from chess.com, one of the bots. And I do replay him after this game and have the most bizarre win. It's one of the most bizarre games I've ever played. But anyway, you should check that video out, and I'll post a link to it here in the description. But this one ended in a draw after 27 moves, and something to watch out for. And we both have a winning position, and neither one of us is willing to, let go of that. So let's take a look. Computer says that I played at a 95% accuracy, and Manuel bot played at a 96% accuracy. So let's take a look at this game, and I'll just kind of go through it, and maybe it'll help you if you're trying to go to chess.com and battle the Manuel bot. So pretty standard opening here. Nothing too overly creative here. So yeah, I thought about taking that knight. I just wanted to keep the pressure on. So computer says it was a good move, but the best move would have been to take the knight. So okay, something I'll try to keep in mind. Okay, so the computer says this is an inaccuracy, and the computer knows better than I do. But if you've seen some of my other videos, you know that I like to mess up my opponent's pawn structure, and I saw an opportunity for a trade. Now, point-wise, it is an even trade, but I've messed up some pawn structure for my opponent, which I rather like. One could argue that if my opponent castles, then the rook is headed down on my king side over here. And yeah, there's a lot of theories about that, and but I'm just looking to mess up the pawn structure is what I was thinking, and that's what I'm after here as well. And looks like Manuel is going to let me do it. So now we're evenly matched point-wise. So I have two minor officers. My opponent has two minor officers. I have all three of my major pieces. My opponent has all three of their major pieces. The only advantage I have is these double stacked pawns right here. There. So that helps me. This one is isolated, so that really helps me. So I take all the little advantages I can get. Okay. And so we'll just keep this going. And now I've lost a little bit of that because these pawns are back together. So, okay. I'll keep this game going. Okay. And yeah, there was a chance. I see that now after reviewing the game. There was a chance to own this file and put a threat here on this, and instead of just having this rook just sit here, get him out there. You remember, one piece, especially by itself, can't do much. And if you leave it set in a corner like this, it really can't do much. So get him out there. If my opponent still had a white squared bishop or something, I might, think about keeping it there. But, yep, should have got that out there. But, okay. So, let's keep this going. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of where it gets interesting. So, I'm up 2 pawn now. So, and my opponent has isolated pawn, isolated double stack, and then these two. As to where my pawn structure looks pretty good, this piece here is not defended by anything. So so that's, now at this point I'm just looking to trade down so I can have an easier end game, is kind of where my head is at right now. And now I see an opportunity to come up here. If the queen retakes, then I'll take the queen. So I doubt Manuel is going to let me do that. 2100s are pretty difficult for me. Normally it takes me a couple hours to go through a 2100 game. So that's what I'm after. But unfortunately, my opponent sees some things to get lined up as well. And so this is kind of where it takes a bizarre twist. And so there's that. Now so I'm looking to go here for check. Then the king goes over here. Then I want my queen to come in here and it's mate. That's what I'm after with this position. My opponent has ideas of their own because I, failed to realize that, well, I'm getting a little too aggressive too quickly because my opponent owns all this and they have some ideas of their own. And so I really don't have anywhere to go. And and my opponent says, well, I'm not giving up this winning position, especially with you, coming down here like this. And so you see this a lot, and there it is. It's a draw. So that happens a lot of times in chess. It's kind of frustrating, but because I'm sitting there looking at like I had a winning position, but my opponent's like, hey, I had a winning position. So there it is. That's a draw. So I hope that helps you. I do rematch, and I will post a link in the description to that rematch, which is ended in a queen sacrifice, one of the most bizarre games I've ever played. So I hope you check that out. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.